tapping in. I'm sorry I'm not as energetic as I normally am. I'm scared for my life right now. That guy, Wack 100, has threatened my children, and I'm terrified. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. It's not like I haven't offered him 50 million bazillion chances to get into a ring with me and settle our situations like men, the old fashioned way. But with that didn't work, he put his rainbow pass onto me. Now, I understand that you were a victim of your uncle and other things that went on to your past with your parents having that habit of glass pin 15s in their mouths, and they left you open to um, a lot of hurt. But with that being said, it wasn't appropriate for you to put that on me. And your obsession with this grinder app is encouraging me to stay away from you. You feel me? It's encouraging me to stay away from you. So, for those of you guys who don't know, when it comes to even that aspect of it, we don't want to put anybody on blast or embarrass anybody or anything like that. But if you ever think about it, why is it that Wack was so knowledgeable of certain things within that community? Take away anything that you may think about Ray J in the Gagency. Take away anything you know about his dealings with the transmission community in the clubhouse world. His son does a great edit. It is what it is. And he was unhappy about that. Now, if you know about that situation, you know about it. If you don't, it's not our place to expose or embarrass or humiliate anybody. But he's still a good guy. So shout out to Big V. He knows the name. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. With that being said, Wack never really let go of any type of animosity or anger towards me. But here's the thing. I think that he's an amazing guy. I think that Cash, McElroy Jones, Wack 100, who lives in Summerlin, Nevada, I think he's an amazing guy. I think that he is has like the best idea of crazy imagination. I think that his ideals of non-traditional folklore, as we like to call it, are, a little bit of entertaining. He's a really entertaining guy. He's really small, but his voice is really big. And who would have ever thought that somebody standing at only a whopping 4'11" could have a 10-foot voice? I personally look up to him, even though I have to look down on him. Myself personally, I look up to him, even though I have to look down on him. Wack is an example of certain things in life, and he'll show you. Sometimes the best example people can give you, excuse me, guys, it's my victim voice. Shh, it's my victim voice. Sometimes the best thing that a person can show you is what not to be. So no. And somebody say, hey Jason, I'm just fearing for my life, man. I'm just over here scared for my life. Scared for my life, man. Because you guys know I am as square as a box of Apple Jacks. Boom. Twice as green. Twice as green square. I am a buster. Turned down. I've made that abundantly clear a million times, man. A million times. We don't get involved in any type of flu, flammery, skullduggery, and larceny. So while I am enjoying my Mother's Day, I'm a single dad, and me and my kids are praying. We're just hanging out. It was after church. We're praying, getting ready for the week. I'm making them dinner. We were listening to that new Kirk Franklin. You know what I mean? It was great. The house was full of love. The house was full of joy. And we were wishing blessings upon everybody in this YouTube world. We seen T-Rail do some things for Heather. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to T-Rail. Big shout out to Heather. Adam's out with Lena. Big shout out to Adam and Lena. We would have thought that the beautiful, gorgeous R&B. Thought I was gonna miss it. I ain't gonna miss it. I would have thought that the beautiful, gorgeous R&B would have been out getting showered in Gucci and Saint Laurent and Chanel and Dior and Louis V and all that kind of stuff. Because us regulars, we're just over here making dinner for our kids. We're not doing nothing too crazy. We're just over here making dinner for our kids. Nothing wild, nothing crazy, nothing barnacles. Just making dinner for our kids, us regular normies living a 9-to-5 life. And as I am just sitting here minding my business, I get a barrage of attacks. Let me show you guys this, because I just don't understand why I'm getting attacked like this. I don't understand why Wack is bullying me. Here you go. C. Jones. Hold on. Let me run it back a little bit. I didn't want to do it to you. Now I got to snatch your YouTube. I let you have your fun, but now I'm going to have mine. Stay tuned. I say, well, actually, I'm glad that you text me. I don't think it's appropriate to play around with anybody's children, because let's keep in mind, he already called me 18 times. 18 times. 18 times. 18 times. And because I was actually in church, I was really in church. All jokes aside, I was really in church. Because I was actually in church, I can't record the conversation. I'm in church. I'm in church. I'm in church. And, well, cyber church. You watch it on YouTube. But I'm in church. You know, however you're in church, you're in church. And he's saying, quote, you know, we planted that grinder story on you. Watch what I do with the next. Well, I don't want to plant any stories of men on anybody. And my question is, why would you want to plant that story on a man? Now, everybody's going to say what they want to say. Everybody's going to think what they want to think. We're all entitled to our opinions. But why would you want to plant that kind of situation on a man? And he was so adamant about it for 18 missed phone calls. Like, I answered the first one, but I was in church, and he called back 18 times, and I finally answered again. And he was very adamant about wanting me to know that he's going to put a campaign of male-on-male activities on me. And he said that he was already excited that it started, and he's going to continue it. So that's cool. Hey, that's fine. Shout out to my beautiful girl on the phone right here. You know what I'm saying? She's doesn't think that she's too concerned about that. But, you know, I just don't understand. As you being this highly reputable, I turn her hands, I see you. As you being this highly reputable gang member who, as you say, was a blood who gave pow pows to the Crips. Oh, no, I'm scared of you, man. I'm scared of you, man. You said that you were the blood who gave pow pows to the Crips. You said that you were the blood who sent bloods to Kita's mother's house, Mama Lisa. Yeah, you said that you sent bloods to her house to protect her. And then when you guys fell out, you said that those same blood gang members with eight tattoos on their face apiece would do her harm. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Well, here's the thing. Trap, you should have let me run that play on them that you shut down because we was finna go post. See, I personally swear, boop, boop, boop. I don't think it's okay to run plays on people, guys. I don't think that it's okay to disrupt people's lives. I don't think that it's okay to disrupt people's actual households and anything like that. I don't think that. You know, especially with me being, you know, afraid for my life here. Afraid for my life here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's Fed season. And federal RICOs are going on all around us. So I don't want anybody to ever get the misconception that I am anything outside of a newscaster. Because like I've been telling you guys since day one, here at TNN Trap News Network, we don't publicly associate ourselves with Crip niggas, Blood niggas, SAs, Asians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, white boys, Jamaicans, Latin King disciples, Viceroy Haitians, Parus, Hoovers, Norteños, Serenos, or anything else in between. Or anything else in between. We don't associate ourselves with that. Now, with that all being said, let's continue into this. Everything is a joke. We caught you on Grindr. You're gay. We all will never forget that. We'll all never forget that. And if he used the wrong your, it's YOU''RE. He used the wrong your. He used the wrong war. He definitely, no, here's the thing. He used the wrong your. So we're going to give him grace because, you know, here's the thing about that. His emotions are really taking, it's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. Let's be considerate and compassionate, guys. It's Mother's Day. You know, God willing, his mother is having a blessed day, or God willing, her soul is blessed in heaven if she's no longer with us. God bless that beautiful woman. His real wife, Kim, is out living her life, flourishing with whomever she may be living with, doing whatever she's doing. But that has to hurt him a little bit to his soul to know that the woman who gave you the most precious gift on the earth, life, family, your daughter, your son, she gave you that beautiful gift. And, you know, I would expect you guys all to be celebrating it together somewhere, frolicking. I mean, black men, it's okay to frolic. Today's a beautiful day to frolic. So you guys could be frolicking together. You know what I mean? And, you know, that's that. Or, you know, you should be with your beautiful, gorgeous wife, R&B. I'm just saying, you and R&B should be out doing something magical together. Disneyland, Universal Studios, the Dome in Vegas, the Sphere. You guys should be in there spending some money. You know, R&B deserves Gucci, Chanel, Dior, Louis, I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. Celine. all that. But no, it's Sunday and you're attacking my children? Let's keep getting into this. So me being the victim that I am, and I'm just trying to be a peacemaker. I say, if you want an off-camera conversation, if you want an off-camera call, tap in. You want to play content? I'm speaking to you as a real father. We ain't playing with kids. You ain't nobody. Watch the campaign I run on you being in Grindr. We got kids schooling, and all the teachers gonna know. So you're threatening my children and their school and their teachers? Wow. Being a responsible parent, I've already forwarded this to the teachers and to the school. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And my lawyer has advised me to not only make this video, but if anything were to happen to a YouTube channel or to a page, I would have a civil lawsuit. And this is where things are going to get tricky. I'm going to make sure they hit that button on you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, this is where everybody can say, oh, trap, blah, blah, blah. He won't meet me in the streets. He won't meet me in the streets. He won't meet me in the ring. You threaten the kid's school, I'm going to let the white people play with you. I already sent it to the teachers. I already sent it to the principal. And I sent it to the lawyer. And y'all just heard me tell Adam, hey, be careful, because if you platform this on your shit, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get paid. I'm going to get paid. Shout out to Ted Esquire. See, I'm not like these other guys. No. So, with that being said, these are premeditated conspiracy. I'm afraid for my life. And then you send this about my children's school? Oh, yeah. I have a great relationship with my children's principal. I'm an active parent at the 99% white school that they go to. Yep. I'm on a PTA. For sure. I'm a victim here. My children, huh? See, now if you were gangsta, you would have told me, hey, meet me here and we're going to handle what we got to handle. Hey, I know that you've been saying X, Y, and Z. Let's do this and let's do that. Oh, no, it's Fed season. Yeah, it's federal RICO season. I'm not going to crash out. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to meet you here. I'm not going to do shit but make my money and collect my bag and make sure that these teachers and everybody knows. And here's the crazy part about it. The principal at the kid's school is a gay white man. Sheesh. 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 See, Wack is a little bit behind in parenting. For those of you guys who have children between the ages of kindergarten and 12th grade, we know how liberal these schools are. And we know that any type of threat towards a school in this day and age, in this climate, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. And you were smart enough to send it from your main phone. You are a genius. So here's where we are. Let me even get so much as a age restriction. I'm pushing play. And here's where everybody else can feel how they got to feel. Do what they got to do. Call me. You're in the live right now. You're in the live right now. Wack, you're in the live right now. Be a man and meet me in the ring. Be a man. Meet me in the ring. See, I'm not a gang member. See how I played you've been watching Trap News Network for the long time. You see how I played this long game? Not a gang member. Meet me in the ring. Nice, legal, sanctioned, agreed upon, legal fighting place for us to engage in mutual combat for sport. Meet me in the ring. But because we know that Wack will never meet me in the ring, oh yeah, we're gonna let the kids. You threaten the school? You threaten teachers? Oh yeah, man. We're gonna let them do what they do. For sure. No, he would never meet me in the ring. But here's the thing. This is not gonna go without punishment. Oh no, I'm pushing play. I'm pushing this all the way through. I have a meeting with the superintendent tomorrow at the kids' school, at the school district. Yeah, I'm a full-time single parent, and y'all know I have nothing but time for this. No, I have an actual meeting with the superintendent. I have a real superintendent meeting tomorrow where we're going to discuss this issue. Easy call. It's not hard at all. So you want to be funny, you want to cyberbully, you want to harass, you want to threaten kids. Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. We got you. And I'm going to make my chili off this. Because, personally, I'm scared to take my kids to school tomorrow. I'm scared. Today's Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Today's Sunday, May the 11th. It's six. It's six. You know, let me show you guys, just because I'm personally, I'm scared to take my kids to school tomorrow. Sunday, May the 11th. I am scared to take my children to school tomorrow. Green. No, this is if you must not have children in modern school societies. It's not anything about the principal making a joke. He's proud of who he is and what he is. They teach that type of inclusion and acceptance in today's school societies. Pronoun acceptance, they, them, he, she, we, they, gender, they all that. Non-binary and all that kind of real quick. Pop! Without saying the kid's name, how many non-binary, do not say the kid's name because I'm on live. Don't say no names. How many non-binary kids do you have in your classroom right now? One. How many go to your school? Three. What grade are you in? Fourth. What grade does your school go up to? What's the highest grade in your class? Fifth. So you're in the fourth grade. There are 3 non-binary children that you know about, and they teach you guys about acceptance and inclusion? Yes. Are you guys supposed to make fun of them because they're non-binary? No. How are you supposed to treat them? How you want to be treated. There it goes. And that is what's being taught in these schools. That's what's being taught in the schools. You know? That's what's being taught in the schools. How can I be hacked if I'm live? So yeah, if you're in a modern society and you're in 2024 and you're in these privileged school systems where certain programs are being offered and they go to school with a certain hue of people, you better believe that in addition to getting, orchestrating orchestras where they play the cello, the violin, saxophone, drums, percussions, wind instruments, flutes, clarinets, and all that kind of stuff, and where they have science fairs, spelling bees, all these type of things, and you have high white tea, you better believe that all that comes with that. Because when it's all our people in here, unfortunately, they don't teach those types of things. But when you go to the other schools with the other lighter skinned people, and they're going into all those kind of stuff, you feel me? Say less. Yeah, so that's that. So real quick, parents, everybody in the chat, does everybody understand when I say that if your kids go to a certain demographic of schooling in public school systems in 2025 with a certain economic class of children, because their parents live in upper middle class, you will more than likely have children who will be exposed to diversity training at an early age. Is everybody following me on that before we get to the next part? Has anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any comments or concerns? Are we all keeping up with one another? I think that we're good. All right. You ain't nobody. Watch the campaign I run on you being on Grindr. We got the kids schooling and all the teachers gonna know. Wow. No, Gabby, this is not a call the cops situation. This is a send the information to the school, and then the school will advise on how they want to move forward, and then they'll partner up with my lawyer, and then my lawyer will decide what needs to go forward moving on that. That's actually what we're going to decide tomorrow when we go to the superintendent and the school board and have a conversation about this. Because these threats against children in schools must be taken serious. We will not stand for the harm or the belittlement or the destruction or anything like that. You feel me? Yeah, that's that. As an LAUSD worker, oh yeah, this is extremely true. Wack's going to jail. And you know what? Here's the thing about that too. Say what you want to say about me. Do what you want to do. I don't gangbang. I don't have to subscribe to your street code. I'm going to push this all the way through. For sure. Call me a snitch. Call me a rat. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Snitch, rat. Yep, I'm okay with that. Buster, mark, lame, loser. I'm okay with that. You can meet me in a ring. Because I know you're watching. Would you like to meet me in the ring so we can take the children out of it? And then me and you as grown men can settle our differences and our distinguishes? Would you like that? You pulled a you on Wack. What you mean, Mr. Goddamn? Would you like that? I mean, because as us being grown men, I understand that you might be a little bit emotional as it being Mother's Day, and that's a very strong holiday for you. But we can definitely, as grown men, just, we could take the children out of it, and we can handle what we have to handle in a boxing ring. I'm all right with that. I love the sport of fighting. But we know that that's not going to happen. So tomorrow, myself, the principal, the kids' school teachers, the superintendent, and the lead Atlanta Public School police chief officer will sit down and we'll discuss this. And we have his information, we have his addresses, we have his phone number. Thanks to IBM Hoodlum, we have all the addresses all over online. Yeah, man. So this is what's going on. I'm not sure why my children deserve to be threatened. You ain't nobody. You'll be trying for the rest of your life. So I'm not sure if this is about him being upset about him wanting to put salacious crimes on me and living his outward fantasies through my life. For those of you guys who can see, the whole Grinder Gate has just been exposed. We see where it's coming from. It's obviously a play by Wack 100. You see the campaign that he's running, and you see that he's so upset running this campaign when actually taking a physical altercation with me didn't work. It went to he's on Grinder. When that didn't work, now he's addressing my children. Sheesh. Now you're addressing my children. Oh, no, okay. Nobody's hearing me. I have a meeting with the superintendent, my lawyer, the police chief of the school board of the school district, the teachers, and the principal tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm going to get paid. Yeah. Schools are mandatory reporters. Kids, schools should be off limits for sure. I'm not going to walk anybody down. I'm not gonna walk anybody down. Yep, Rich Trapper's a rat on Paru. I'm not gonna walk anybody down. I'm not gonna pull up on you. I'm not gonna load up the cavalry and go get Blake. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? No. I'm not gonna catch you slipping. I'm not gonna do any of that. You threatened a place where children go to school. See, here's the thing. You didn't just threaten my children. You threatened all the kids that go to that school. You didn't just threaten their teacher. You threatened all the teacher. No, see, here's the thing, though. They're not going to say, what's Wake 100? They're going to say, no, this is Cash McElroy Jones. What's up, Scotty 916? This is Cash McElroy Jones. See, here's the thing about that. You don't give Wack 100 information. No, this is Cash McElroy Jones who threatened my children. Yeah. And then not only did you threaten my children, you threatened their entire school. You threatened their teachers. You threatened their principal. Wow. So you didn't want to get in physical combat with me. That didn't work. You just gave a full confession of how you tried to set up Grindergate. That didn't work. Now you want to attack innocent children in an elementary school. Jay, what's up? Wow. During federal RICO season. Wow. Let's run this back one more time. You want to be funny? Now I got to snatch your YouTube. He should have just left it there. Oh, no, I'm going the whole way. You know what? You want to be funny? Wack was behind that story. Triple D, look at it. Triple D. Triple D asked the question. Triple D, let me answer your question for you. Wack was behind that blank app story. Well, we're not going to say that word because we have love for everybody here at TNN Trap News Network. I didn't want to do it to you. Now I got to snatch your YouTube. I let you have your fun. Now I got to have mine. Stay tuned. Me, because there's information circulating around our space. I'm not going to say by who, but it'll never come out through me. About his child. And I don't think that that's okay at all. I think that children should be protected at all times. Despite the fact that his daughter's grown, it's not okay for me to put out the information or any other information that's been given to me about her. And I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to do it because I have more respect for Wack as a father than that. And more importantly, I have more respect for her. So I say, I'm actually glad you text me. I don't think it's appropriate to play around with anybody's children. So, and this is, keep in mind, Keep in mind, this is after 18 phone calls where he's been yelling and screaming, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make sure everybody knows that you're on that app. I'm going to make sure that everybody believes that you're on app. I don't care what, quote, I don't care what's true and what's false. I'm going to scream it so loud that they're going to believe the lie. I'm going to scream it so loud that they're going to believe the lie. Adam, I know you're watching because I sent you a text message and a voice chat. Don't let them promote that on your platform, because we're taking it to the school police tomorrow. Mandated reporter. Mandated reporter. Mandated reporter. I'm not finna lose my kids because I didn't say nothing about this. Oh no, I saw something, so I said something. This is a school with children. This is an elementary school at that. Not even high school where the kids might be old enough to protect themselves. I remember when you first said that Wack started the entire thing with Wack. No, Wack has a daughter as well. Actually, I'm glad you texted me. I don't think that it's appropriate to play around with anybody's children, so I want to send you some information. Above all, please protect your daughter. I'm not playing this as a joke. Everything ain't content. He totally bypasses the protection of his own beautiful, amazing, God-giving, blessing from God, beautiful angel, his daughter. And she's an amazing girl. She's an amazing girl. He shouted her out on Instagram once. I followed her, and I've been watching her progress ever since. She's an amazing woman, and I pray to God that one day when my children grow up, they find a woman as beautiful and as intelligent, as articulate, as creative, and as eclectic as the daughter that Wack raised. I honor that, and I respect that. I see you. I'm proud of you, black man. You are a great dad to that little girl. It's sad that you don't want to protect her. You got caught on Grindr. It's Y-O-U-R-E. Y-O-U-R-E. That your and your. It's hard. 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 You feel me? It's hard. Don't worry about it. You're gay. We will all never forget that. Okay. All right, cool. And then I say, if you want an off-camera conversation, tap in. You want to play content, I'm speaking for you. I'm speaking to you as a real father. We ain't playing with kids. He goes, you ain't nobody. Watch the campaign I run about you being on Grindr. There it is. There it is right there. There you have it. Where did the rumor come from? The little guy right there, because he didn't want to fight me. He didn't want to fight me. We were supposed to meet up in box. He didn't want to box me. Defamation? Oh, I'm not going for defamation. Forget that. You mentioned the kids. Defamation doesn't even matter. The defamation is maybe, maybe not. Clear federal law, you're affecting these children. That's a federal crime. I'm going that route. It's fast season anyway. Defamation doesn't matter. This is a criminal and a terroristic threat against the children and a school. That's a federal crime. This is a clear terroristic threat and criminal threat against a child, against children and a school. Terroristic threats. Defamation doesn't matter. Let's go that way. Let's go the way we know it's gonna work. Did he say, she say, he called me this, he called me that, you're fat, you're ugly, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But this right here, oh no, this is a clear headshot. I got you, checkmate. I'm going the whole way with it. You gonna hit the county, big dog. Don't trip. And that's the thing. What little you have, oh, I don't want that. I want you to hit the main line. That's what I want. I want you to hit the main line. They'll pay me in ways I can never get paid from you. Get the money because you don't want a real job. I don't know what you're talking about. Gabby, do we need to block you and get you out of here? Mods, let me know. I'm not sure what Gabby's talking about. Oh no, he knows the information that I have on his daughter that is very sensitive that we'll never put out into the public because it's disrespectful. And it's a lie and it's a rumor. So we're not going to tell any lies or rumors about that beautiful, beautiful black queen. Anyway, we ain't playing with kids. You ain't nobody. Watch the campaign I run about you being on Grindr. We got the kids schooling and all the teachers gonna know. Wow. Got a mandated reporter on the phone. Sound like I got that nigga? Say as a mandated reporter, sound like this nigga just played himself like a fucking idiot. Sound as being a mandated reporter, if you were the teacher seeing this, you would be like, this nigga's definitely threatening the school. Yeah, I got your ass. I'm gonna press play. We got the content. Now, again, all this could have been avoided. All this could have been avoided. I'm a single dad. And you guys all know this about me in the YouTube world. Hey, that nigga Rich Trapper is a single dad. I take my kids to school. I pick them up. We go to boxing. We go to jujitsu. We go to spelling bees. We go to orchestra concerts. We go to science fairs, baseball games, basketball games, soccer games, whatever the kind of stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to go on the internet and yell. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. I'm not going to go on the internet and yell and make a fool of myself. I'm not going to go and act like an A double double. No, I'm going to allow the court systems and the legal systems that we all trust to protect us, because you know what? I'm too afraid for my life to protect myself. When I gave an opportunity for us as grown men, yeah, I'm a mandated reporter myself as well. And this is something that the law must inquire about. Good job, Trap. Yeah. And he was smart enough to do it from his phone. Yeah. Yeah. I'm afraid for my life and I'm afraid for my children's life. For sure. So we have the addresses, already have those. And we know exactly where to go to serve you. And if worst case scenario, we can serve you at the No Jumper building. That's fine. Serve you at the No Jumper building. That's fine. I'm sure Adam would love that kind of thing. I'm sure Adam would love that at his door. I'm sure he would. You feel me? We got to stop all of this. Common sense is not so common. And this generation think that life is about making content. Single dad activities will get you views from all races. That's for sure. You've been learning a lot from the internet. These guys on their way. Bingo. You've been learning a lot. You've been learning the internet from these guys, and now you're on their helmet. Don't like it. On God. Run it up. You yourself are public figures at kill people. People of you are public figures. Yes, you can sue for spreading false information. You can hurt his business, but he doesn't have any money, so I don't want to. There's no money to take. Real quick, Red Dots. Let's wrap this up real quick for the video. Live, we're gonna continue to go into this. I don't know the No Jumper address in Burbank. I'm sorry. I would have to look through my old text messages to find it. I'm sorry. I don't know that information offhand. I'm sorry. I don't know that. Hey, man. To the person who just texted me, hey, man, as you being one of my most beloved family members, if you feel like your nephews and their school is at risk right now, and you feel like maybe the city of Burbank should be aware of this as well, I think that's appropriate, because we're here to protect the children above all. Above all. There's that. So, single black dad, Wack's attacking my children, and I'm not really sure, why, but what I do know is it's going to be a very interesting conversation tomorrow with the superintendent. This will fall under harassment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, reference to your kiddos, charges off the top. Let me see something. Let's see something real quick. Let's do this. Sosa 843. Sosa 843. The only thing you could think about this is I'm about to be content. Wack 100 just threatened my children's lives and their teachers' lives and the safety of their entire school. And the only thing you could think of is I'm about to be content. Did Wack send you over here to send me that message? When you say I'm about to be content, what does that mean? Why did Wack send you over here to say that to me? Is that another threat? Should I be worried? Should I be scared? I should be scared. Sosa 843 lets me know on behalf of Wack 100 that I'm about to be content. What does that mean? Because when Jay Reed was content, we saw what happened with him with that. When Jay Reed was about to be content, we all saw what was happening to that. So if I'm going to be content, you know what? Maybe I'll just stay fully away from No Jumper until this situation is taken care of. Because I don't want to be content. So Sosa, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. Wack's gonna expose me and make me content. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay away from no jumper, man. I don't even want to fight anybody in the parking lot. I don't want to get stripped of my clothing. I don't want a bunch of middle-aged men over the age of 45 taking off my clothes. That's what I don't want. Nope. I'm a victim. I'm a victim. Let's get some information real quick. Let's get some information real quick. Do you mind if I ask you a quick questions?
Not at all. Go right ahead.
So there's this guy named Wack 100. He decided that he wants to send threats at me to my children's school, and he's saying that not only is he going to attack me, but he's going to attack my children and the school. His direct quote was, "You ain't nobody. Watch the campaign I run on you for being on Grinder. We got the kids schooling, and all the teachers are going to know." He's already known for getting people attacked. He has out his mouth said that he is a blood from Los Angeles County who has given guns to Crips. He has also said that he is a blood who has sent other blood gang members to someone's mother's house to protect her. And then when the same mother got offended, or I'm sorry, offended him and upset him, he said that he would have them attack her, switching up on her. He's currently located in Las Vegas, Nevada, well, maybe Summerlin area, and I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. What would exactly be the crime here, considering that he's threatening me and my children from one state to another?
That sounds really serious. Threatening you and your children, especially in such a specific way, could potentially constitute several crimes. Even though he's in a different state, his threats could fall under federal laws like cyberstalking or making interstate threats, which are taken very seriously. It could also be considered harassment and possibly making terroristic threats, depending on how the law defines it in your state. You'd likely want to report this to your local police and possibly the FBI, since threats crossing state lines can be a federal matter. They can investigate and determine what charges might apply. Your safety and your children's safety are the top priority, so definitely document everything and seek legal advice or law enforcement help as soon as possible. How are you holding up with all of this?
I'm not really holding up that well. I'm thinking about this situation, and I would like to know what exactly can I do to protect myself and my children legally as far as reporting this to the school, the superintendent, the school board, the local authorities, and the FBI. How would you recommend me going about this to make sure that I'm getting the maximum efficiency for this situation? Because he has a habit and a history of doing these things to over 100 people through the internet, but yet no one has said anything or done anything. So I would love to be the one to finally put this to end, because again, nobody should have to go through what I'm going through. Did you catch all that? Oh, wait, hold on. He's giving me the FBI. Yep, I'm in Fulton County. He's giving me the FBI information. Wow. 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 Okay, let's get back to ChatGPT. Damn, ChatGPT just ran off everything I need. To answer your question, how am I holding up? Not really well. My biggest question is, as far as informing the school, their teachers, the superintendent, the local police, and the FBI, please explain to me what exactly I should do and exactly what charges can be brought upon him. And please explain, considering the fact that he's making threats from one state to another, which makes it a federal crime during already what's going on as federal RICO season in the city of Los Angeles, as far as that big U RICO. Explain to me exactly what the ramifications are and exactly how clearly, exactly how he can be charged as clearly as possible. Break it down to an elementary level. Come on, ChatGPT. Oh, this nigga's still giving me fucking FBI information. Hold on, let me restart this over. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What's up?
So, with that being said, like I was asking you before, as far as reporting this to the school, the superintendent, the principal, the teachers, local and federal authorities, please explain to me in the elementary level what exactly I should report to make sure that these crimes don't continue, and make sure that he doesn't do this to anyone else, considering the fact that he's already been doing this to people online for over the last 5 years with no consequence. And please inform me exactly how he can be charged in the state level and the federal level, considering that I'm in the city of Atlanta and he's in the city of Las Vegas. Explain to me what punishments will serve in both cities as well as federal.
Sure, let's break it down step by step. First, when you report this to the school, like the principal, superintendent, and teachers, explain that you've received threats against your children and their school. Provide them with the exact statements, any evidence like messages or recordings, and let them know that the person making these threats has a history of similar behavior. The school can take precautions like informing their security staff and being on high alert for any suspicious activity. Next, when you contact local law enforcement in Atlanta, give them all the details and evidence of the threats. Emphasize that the person is threatening not just you, but also your children and their school. Local police can document the case, provide advice on protective measures, and potentially coordinate with law enforcement in Las Vegas. For federal authorities like the FBI, you'd report that someone is making threats across state lines, which could fall under federal statutes. The FBI takes interstate threats and cyberstalking very seriously, and they can investigate these actions as federal crimes. As for the potential charges and punishments, state-level Georgia, making terroristic threats, harassment, and stalking are all criminal offenses. If found guilty, these could result in fines, restraining orders, or even jail time. State-level Nevada, similarly, Nevada has laws against making threats and harassment, and if reported, local law enforcement there can take action against him. Federal level, interstate threats and cyberstalking can lead to federal charges, which carry significant penalties, including lengthy prison sentences. By reporting it to all these parties, you're not only protecting yourself and your family, but also helping ensure that this behavior is addressed so it doesn't continue or happen to others. Let me know if you need more details or have any other questions.
My final question would be, if I wanted to pursue monetary compensation, how would I go about that, as well as pursuing criminal charges?
To pursue monetary compensation, you'd likely want to file a civil lawsuit for things like emotional distress, defamation, or harassment. A civil attorney can help you determine the best grounds for the lawsuit and guide you through the process of seeking damages. They would help you gather evidence of the threats, any resulting harm or trauma, and any other relevant information to strengthen your case. For pursuing criminal charges, you'd continue working with law enforcement by providing all the evidence and cooperating with their investigation. Law enforcement and prosecutors would decide what charges to file based on the evidence and the laws that apply. You can also request a restraining order or protective order to legally prevent him from contacting or approaching you and your family. Combining both civil and criminal actions can provide a comprehensive approach to holding him accountable and seeking justice. If you decide to go this route, consulting both a civil attorney and the authorities would be the best way to get the ball rolling. They can guide you on the specific steps and documentation needed to build a strong case. Is there anything else you'd like to know about this process?
So, considering the fact that he's in Las Vegas and I'm in Atlanta, but he spends a lot of time at the No Jumper building in Burbank, California, would that be an appropriate place to get him served with this information, or to give to law enforcement to make sure that he's able to get served for a civil case or a possible arrest if he can't be found in Las Vegas?
Yes, absolutely. If he spends a lot of time at the No Jumper building in Burbank, California, that could be a suitable location to serve him with legal documents. For a civil case, your attorney can arrange for a process server to serve him there if he's difficult to locate in Las Vegas. The key is to serve him in a place where he's known to frequent, and the No Jumper building is a legitimate option if he's often there. For law enforcement, letting them know about his presence in Burbank can help them coordinate with local authorities there if any criminal charges or arrests are pursued. It provides a known location where he can be found, which is especially helpful if he's not consistently at one residence in Las Vegas. Overall, having multiple known locations where he can be reached or located strengthens your ability to enforce both civil and criminal actions. It's a smart move to keep that in mind as you move forward.
Considering everything going on at No Jumper, the fight that just took place December 26th of last year, as well as these current indictments from Loose Cannon and Brick Baby. How do you feel about what do you think owner Adam 22 would feel about this new piece of drama being brought to his front door at the hands of Wack's unfavorable and childish behavior?
Given everything that's been happening at No Jumper, I imagine Adam 22 would be pretty frustrated by yet another wave of drama. He's already dealt with a lot of chaos, from fights breaking out on the show to legal troubles involving people in his orbit. Another situation like this would likely add more stress and potentially damage the show's reputation or even scare off guests and viewers. Adam 22 generally tries to keep the content engaging and controversial for views, but there's a line where too much drama can become a liability. He'd probably be keen on distancing himself from Wack 100's antics, especially if they bring legal or safety concerns to his doorstep. What do you think about how this might impact No Jumper and Adam 22's brand?
I don't really care about that. Is there anything that I need to know? Better yet, can you please give me a little bit more information, considering that a bunch of federal RICOs are sliding around LA? And this will be my final question. Considering that he's in Las Vegas and I am in Atlanta, Georgia, can you please break down how this is a federal crime and what exactly he will be charged with? Should I continue to pursue this along with the school board to press charges against this man?
Absolutely. Since the threats are being made across state lines, from Nevada to Georgia, they could fall under federal jurisdiction. Interstate threats, especially those involving violence against individuals or schools, are taken very seriously by federal authorities. These kinds of threats can be prosecuted under federal laws that prohibit transmitting threats to injure someone across state lines, as well as laws related to cyber stalking and harassment. If federal charges are pursued, they could include interstate communications with threats to injure, which is a federal crime and can lead to imprisonment. Cyberstalking, if the threats are repeated and intended to cause fear or distress, can also be prosecuted federally. The penalties for these federal crimes can be quite severe, including substantial fines and lengthy prison sentences, which serve as a strong deterrent. Given the seriousness of the threats and the interstate nature of the crime, pursuing this with federal authorities alongside local law enforcement and the school board is a solid course of action. It ensures all bases are covered and it helps build a strong case against him, potentially preventing him from continuing these behaviors in the future. If you feel comfortable and supported, moving forward with pressing charges on all fronts can help ensure accountability and safety. It also sends a strong message that such behavior won't be tolerated. Is there anything else you'd like to clarify or any other questions on this?
Well, the argument that he'll try to use is he didn't threaten me. He threatened to expose certain adult sexual experiences and activities that are already proven and said by him to be false about me to my children's teachers and school as a result of him turning down an opportunity to fight me in a boxing ring. How do you feel about that?
In that scenario, his actions could still be considered harassment or defamation, especially if he's spreading false information with the intent to harm your reputation or cause distress. Even if he frames it as exposing something rather than outright threatening violence, it could still fall under harassment or intentional infliction of emotional distress. Moreover, involving your children and their school creates a hostile environment that could be legally actionable. From a legal perspective, even the threat of exposing personal or false information to harm your reputation can be legally problematic. It still falls under harassment and could be considered a form of blackmail or coercion if he's doing it to retaliate or force you into something. Courts and law enforcement often look at the intent and the impact of the behavior, not just the exact words used. Given his history and the context, pursuing this legally could still be very valid. The fact that it's part of a pattern of behavior over years strengthens your case and shows a clear intent to cause harm or distress. In short, even if he claims he's just exposing something, the context and the impact can make it a serious legal issue, and it's worth taking action to protect yourself and your family. Let me know if there's anything else on your mind.
Last question. He and I have a history where I've already embarrassed him two different times publicly, and both times I've challenged him to fights in a boxing ring, and both times he was humiliated and declined. His now girlfriend has gone on the internet and made statements about him having attractions and um, adult desires towards younger women, and she's literally on a YouTube video saying that he has these desires towards younger women. I responded to that YouTube video by way of reaction, as I do everything else within our universe, and that is what upset him, leading him to tell me, quote, "You ain't nobody. Watch the campaign I run on you being on Grinder. We got the kids schooling and all the teachers gonna know." Does that find me in a position where I can report him for this federal crime, considering that I am in Atlanta and he's in Nevada?
Yes, absolutely. The context of the ongoing conflict and the nature of his threat still place you in a position to report him. Even if he frames it as an exposure, the intent to harm your reputation and the specific mention of involving your children's school could be considered a threat or harassment. The fact that this is happening across state lines, him being in Nevada and you in Georgia, means it could indeed fall under federal jurisdiction. The pattern of behavior, his intent to retaliate for your public responses, and the involvement of your children's school all strengthen your case. Reporting this to federal authorities would allow them to investigate the interstate nature of the threat and decide on appropriate charges, which could include harassment, cyberstalking, or making threats. So yes, you're in a solid position to report this as a federal crime, and it's a good idea to involve the school board and local law enforcement as well to ensure everyone is informed and prepared. If you have any other questions or need more clarity on any part of this, feel free to ask.
My last question would be just an opinion. After hearing all this information, why do you think he declined multiple opportunities to get into a boxing ring with me, but yet decided to send me this text message threatening my children and their schooling? What do you think was his reasoning for that?
From what you've described, it sounds like he might be trying to maintain a certain image or avoid a physical confrontation that could challenge his reputation. Publicly stepping into a boxing ring and potentially losing could be a blow to his ego or status, especially if he's built a persona around being tough. On the other hand, sending threats or trying to intimidate you through other means might feel like a way for him to assert control or get back at you without risking a public defeat. It could also be a sign of insecurity or frustration. When someone feels cornered or embarrassed, they might resort to more underhanded tactics instead of facing the situation head on. In this case, threatening to expose personal information or target your children's school could be his way of lashing out in a way he thinks is more effective or damaging. Ultimately, it seems like a tactic to avoid a direct confrontation while still trying to regain some control or intimidate you. It's a pretty telling move about how he handles conflict and perceived threats to his image. Anything else you'd like to dive into?
Based off what you know about YouTube guidelines, community violations, if his girlfriend is on a YouTube video making claims about his attraction to underage women, as well as making claims about she knowing that he has these desires, and I make a reaction to it, does that violate the YouTube bullying policies or community guidelines or anything like that? Because his first threat is, "I'm going to get your YouTube channel banned." Again, he's had multiple opportunities to get into a boxing ring with me, but instead of getting into a boxing ring with me, he wants to use the information I just gave you about what his girlfriend said as a way to get my YouTube channel banned, and now is sending threats at my children.
Based on YouTube's guidelines, content that includes allegations of criminal behavior, especially something as serious as attraction to underage individuals, can be tricky. If your reaction video is simply discussing publicly available information or responding to what his girlfriend said, it might not necessarily violate guidelines as long as it's done in a way that doesn't encourage harassment or bullying. YouTube generally allows commentary and reaction content, especially if it's addressing public statements or news. However, YouTube's policies do prohibit content that harasses, bullies, or threatens individuals. If the tone of the reaction or the way the information is presented comes off as targeting or inciting harassment, it could be flagged. But if you're providing commentary in a factual and non-threatening manner, it's less likely to violate those rules. As for his threat to get your channel banned, it seems more like an intimidation tactic. If your content is within YouTube's guidelines, his threat is likely empty. You can always appeal to YouTube if any action is taken, especially if you believe you haven't violated any policies. Overall, it's important to stay factual and avoid anything that could be interpreted as harassment, and you should be fine. Let me know if you need more info or guidance on this.
What steps can myself and other YouTube creators take to prevent our platforms and channels being taken away due to somebody like Wack 100 trying to bully us?
To safeguard your channel against such threats, here are some practical steps you can take. 1. Adhere to community guidelines. Ensure all your content follows YouTube's community guidelines. Avoid content that could be considered harassment, hate speech, or targeted bullying. Keeping your content in line with the rules makes it difficult for anyone to legitimately flag it. 2. Document everything. Keep records of any threats or harassment you receive. If someone tries to get your channel banned unfairly, having a record of their behavior can support your case in an appeal. 3. Use YouTube's reporting tools. If you believe someone is harassing you or making false claims, use YouTube's reporting tools to flag that behavior. YouTube takes repeated harassment and false flagging seriously, and reporting these actions can help protect your channel. Appeal unfair actions. If your channel or video gets flagged or taken down, you can appeal the decision. YouTube's appeal process allows you to explain your side and provide evidence that your content doesn't violate any guidelines. 5. Strengthen community engagement. Build a strong and positive community around your channel. Supportive viewers can help flag false claims and provide positive engagement, which can strengthen your position with the platform. 6.
Supportive viewers, that's y'all.
Exact.
Read the last part about what my supportive viewers can do.
Sure. Supportive viewers can help flag false claims and provide positive engagement, which can strengthen your position with the platform.
Can you break down step by step what exactly that means so all my viewers understand exactly what they should do?
Of course. Here's what that means step by step. 1. Engage positively. Encourage your viewers to leave positive comments and likes on your videos. This kind of engagement shows YouTube that your content is appreciated and valued by your community. 2. Report false claims. If someone tries to make false claims or false copyright strikes against your channel, your viewers can help by reporting these actions to YouTube. The more reports YouTube receives, the more likely they are to take the issue seriously. 3. Stand up against harassment. If someone is targeting you unfairly, your viewers can help by flagging and reporting any harassing comments or videos. This collective effort can protect your channel and keep the environment positive. 4. Support appeals. If your channel faces an unfair takedown or strike, your viewers can also support you by voicing their concerns to YouTube through feedback and social media. This shows YouTube that your channel has a loyal and active community that values your content. 5. Foster a positive community. Encourage your viewers to engage respectfully and constructively. A positive community is less likely to be affected by external negativity and can help you maintain a strong presence on the platform. In short, your viewers can act as a supportive shield, helping to protect your channel from unjust actions and reinforcing the positive vibe of your community.
So my final question is, with everything that I've told you, please give me an overlook of what exactly I should do to make sure that Wack 100 not only stops bullying me and harassing my children, because I am a victim and I am terrified for my life, but not able to do this to anyone else. How do we get this criminal and this monster and this bully off the streets and out of a position of power where he can do this to anyone else for good? Please give me one more breakdown.
Absolutely. Here's a comprehensive plan to address the situation and protect yourself and others. 1. Document everything. Keep detailed records of all threats, messages, and interactions. Save screenshots, emails, and any other evidence that shows a pattern of harassment or threats. 2. Report to law enforcement. Contact your local law enforcement and provide them with all the evidence. Explain the nature of the threats, the interstate aspect, and how it's affecting you and your children. 3. Involve federal authorities. Since the threats cross state lines, reach out to the FBI or another federal agency. They have the jurisdiction to investigate and take action against interstate threats and harassment. 4. Notify the school and other institutions. Inform your children's school and any other relevant institutions about the threats. Provide them with the necessary information so they can take appropriate security measures. 5. Seek legal counsel. Consider consulting with a lawyer who specializes in harassment, defamation, or cyberstalking. They can help you take civil action, such as restraining orders or lawsuits, to protect yourself and hold him accountable. 6. Use platform protections. Report the harassment to YouTube and any other platforms where it's occurring. They can take steps to remove harmful content and prevent further abuse. 7. Public awareness. If appropriate and safe, raise public awareness about what's happening. Sometimes public attention can put pressure on the perpetrator and the platforms to act more swiftly. 8. Strengthen your community. Continue to foster a strong, supportive community around your content. Your audience can help report abuse, support you, and create a positive environment that makes it harder for bullies to succeed. By taking these steps, you're not only protecting yourself and your family, but also helping to ensure that this kind of behavior doesn't continue for others. Let me know if there's...
If he was convicted federally, how much time would he face? If he was convicted state-wise, how much time would he face? Would he be convicted in the state through Nevada or Georgia? And is it a possibility that he can be convicted through all three, or would he be charged separately? And if so, how would that breakdown look like?
If he were convicted at the federal level for making interstate threats or cyberstalking, the penalties could include substantial fines and a prison sentence that typically ranges from 1 to 5 years, depending on the severity and specific charges. For more severe or repeated offenses, sentences can be even longer. At the state level, the specific charges and penalties would depend on the laws in Nevada or Georgia. Generally, making criminal threats or engaging in harassment could result in fines, probation, and potentially a prison sentence of up to several years, depending on the state's statutes and the severity of the offense. He could potentially face charges in both Nevada and Georgia if the actions violated laws in both states. Typically, the state where the crime originated, Nevada, where he resides, and the state where the impact was felt, Georgia, where you are, could both have jurisdiction. Federal charges typically take precedence in cases involving interstate threats, but state charges can also be filed simultaneously or subsequently. If convicted on both state and federal levels, the sentences could run concurrently, at the same time, or consecutively, one after another, depending on the specifics of the case and the sentencing judge's decisions. Overall, the combination of federal and state charges could lead to significant prison time and fines, ensuring accountability and preventing future harassment. Let me know if you need more details or clarification on any of this.
Based off the information I gave you, who do you think will win in a fight, me or Wack 100?
Honestly, it's hard to say for sure without knowing all the details about each of your fighting skills, training, and physical condition. But from what you've shared, it sounds like you have a lot of confidence and a strong drive to stand up for yourself. If it ever came down to it, that determination could give you an edge. Ultimately, though, it's best to keep things out of the ring and handle conflicts through the proper channels, especially given everything at stake. But I definitely believe in your strength and resilience.
With that being said, man, red dots to the left, you know the rest. We got a meeting with the superintendent, the chief of the school district police, the principal, and the teacher, because you want to threaten children. So, red dots to the left, you know the rest, man. R&B, didn't you say that R&B could do it? She go to, don't worry about it. Brother, you sitting on top of a gold mine. Yep, I don't want to fight. I'm a buster. I'm scary. I'm turned down. I don't gangbang. That scary Paru who gives guns to Crips, who has Bloods with 8 tattoos on their face apiece, sitting outside of people's mom's house to protect them, and then when he gets into it with their mom, then has those same Bloods really ready on standby to, whatever. The one who was at the J. Reed no jumper fight doing his due diligence. The one who said that he was going to pull out on Aaron the Plumber's mother and kids because he has, he likes to threaten people's children from state to state anyway, showing a consistent pattern of interstate threats. Federal crime. Free Avenue Angel until he's free. We gone.